All right, you're welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We're going to switch gears now and talk fashion. And I have here with me Latasha Ngwube. I don't know, you have so many parts. TV host,
yes.
Producer,
yes.
Editor,
yes.
and what do we call you now? Are you a curator about that Curvy? What are you exactly with that?
Fashion curator, fashion enthusiast, activist, I suppose, of some sort. Crusader, love it.
So we need a whole cap to write your qualifications. It took us 2 weeks for her to get here. I know she has been driving from our house 1 kilometer every day.
I'm so sorry.
You know, and you were still late today.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, thanks for being here anyway.
Thank you.
What you're doing is amazing. Now, if you're following the Lagos Fashion Week, Lagos Fashion and Design Week, which just ended yesterday, you must have seen pictures and heard about about that curvy life, which is it a concept? What do we call it now?
Well, it's originally a website. It is a website. It's a lifestyle website. And it is basically a fashion and lifestyle website that focuses on inspiring, I suppose, people who... I originally would have said curvy people, like plus size, but then I've come to realize that it's a whole lot more than that. So, like someone asked yesterday, so if life is a straight line, and all of us can't be in that line, and you branch out, you've curved out. So it's for people who don't fall into what we assume to be the norm of things, the norm of size and fashion and everything else. And so we're the outliers of sorts.
Yeah. So you started out with trying to cater for...
Absolutely. And it's expanded into something else.
And it's become just anything but.
Exactly.
I want to ask about Nigeria uniquely now, because we hear a lot of stories, oh, this is not the African idea of beauty. When you see models on the runway internationally, these really skinny girls, oh, well, this is not
very
Nigeria. Slim. I beg your pardon. In Nigeria, we hear, oh, the African woman is... Why don't we also see that? Why do we have to have about that curvy life represent the other when everybody should be represented, if I'm making any sense? You
are. But first of all, let me correct a notion. There is no African woman. I also don't believe that. I don't think that African women are all plus size. I also don't believe all African women are slim. So you have women that are slender and muscular and athletic, some are heavier built and so on and so forth. We're a variety, we're a pot of spice on this continent. But About That Curvy Life exists because there is now something that I call thin privilege. So you see models on the runway and clothes in stores that are catered to just certain size ranges and nothing else fits. You walk into a store of all of the great designers that we have now springing up, and they have no offerings for women who look mostly like me. And so ATCL, About That Curvy Life, exists to promote designers who cater to such brands who want to go into stuff like that, great looking people, fashionistas, fashion icons who are not slim but are doing everything right and doing great things in their career and their life and fashion wise.
Yeah. How long has this run for now?
Funny enough, the website is about 1 year and 3 months old, but we have made some significant progress.
Feels longer.
I know. I'm super grateful. I really am.
Was this what you planned when you started it? Was it supposed to be this? I mean, you were also in Ghana, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
At the fashion show, the Glitz fashion show there. So you're even crossing borders now.
We are
spreading this message. Was this what you thought it was going to be?
Honestly, Ebuka, no, because you know me. For the longest time, I've been a print girl. I'm a paper girl. I love paper. Dabbling into the online space was supremely terrifying for me, and I had no idea how to channel what I wanted to do on the inside out and translate it in the language that everyone speaks today online. So all the other websites and blogs have 5, 7, 8, 10 years ahead of me, but I have all the print experience and generating content that never changes. So I've been able to sort of like, channel my thoughts, and then I had the idea to create a collective structure. So the HSL Collective was born because aboutthatcurvylife.com exists, but then you have to be looking for me to find us. But I wanted something that I could present in totality that would interest everybody and bring them our way. Yeah. So we created the collective, and the collective was basically a structure that would help designers go on platforms that ordinarily they wouldn't be able to cross. So for example, going to LFDW, none of the designers that were on the original collective would have ever been able to, at least not at that time, be able to get to
Showcase,
Fashion
yeah.
Week and things like Glitz Africa Fashion Week. And we've already begun to have offers from all over the world. We've been invited to San Francisco, to London, and somewhere else in Europe next year. So there is a whole lot that is happening, and I'm really grateful for that.
What was the reception like at Fashion Week? Let's start with that now.
The first one?
Because I know that, I mean, it's a great idea, but do you think for now people are still seeing it as the other side of the show, or how long do you think before it becomes mainstream enough for people to say, oh yeah, that's, you know?
Okay, so the first one last year was something completely different, totally out of water. People didn't really know what to expect. They hadn't even heard. And people who just showed up for Fashion Week were shocked. But the reception was amazing. The girls got standing ovations. I ran out because I heard people screaming from backstage. I ran and I thought someone had fallen down. And then I saw the girls on the road and people were standing and clapping. I started to cry because I could never have imagined that. Moving forward now, 3 shows in. At Fashion Week 3-4 days ago, the reception again was like phenomenal. I mean, the designers had like, you know, grown. The models were so much more confident. I did not expect things to have come this far, this quickly. But again, I'm super grateful.
Yeah, so like I talk about breaking down the stereotypes now of fashion, because in everyday life, it would be normal, like you said. We have all shapes, all sizes around us, from our mothers to our sisters to brothers to uncles. We see all of that. But when it comes to the fashion industry, there's sort of a stereotype of what it should be. How long before you think this becomes part of the norm?
I can't say. I mean, I have to probably break people's heads to go figure out what's going on inside. But I'll say this. Last year, people did not know our name. They would say, oh, that Curvy something. This year, no one has gotten the name wrong. It's, oh, about that Curvy life, about that Curvy life. So they know it now. How long, I can't say. But I will say this. A lot of designers have reached out because they're interested in the conversation. So even designers who ordinarily do not offer plus sizes are thinking, we would like to collaborate with you. Maybe we can come on board and do something together. I think it's just a matter of how much even the curvy people themselves want it.
Yeah.
I think it will be a huge determining factor as to how much longer before there is mainstream acceptance.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, in the Western world, this is a huge global conversation. Body positivity, exclusivity, inclusivity, you know, there has to be, the conversation is happening worldwide. And it is my mission to make sure that that conversation is ongoing and popping here in Africa.
All right, we're going to take a quick break now. We'll come back, we'll conclude the conversation and find out all you have planned for next year. And if I get a ticket
of course,
to join you to San Francisco, like you said.
Let's go.
We'll be right back.
So let's dance now, it is my turn. Just